Welcome to 502 Sessions. I'm Brian Kirby. My guest today is composer and vocalist Gabriela Martina. Gabriela developed her passion for singing while yodeling with her family's traditional Swiss yodeling group. In addition to being a composer and a vocalist, she runs her own booking agency and was a semi-finalist in the Shure Vocal Competition at the 2009 Montreux Jazz Festival. Her latest release, No White Shoes, received a 4-star review from Downbeat magazine. Gabriela is joined today by Jussi Reijonen on guitar, Maxim Lubarsky on keyboard, Kyle Miles on bass, and Vancil Cooper on drums. Gabriela Martina.
She started to fly in her dreams, began to catch all the signs, threw away all her fears. She started to fly in her dreams, began to catch all the signs, threw away all her fears. She's sweeping all her body against the wall, and she is talking to the mirror. Ooh, if she could only see the truth, what it's all about in life. Hey. See the motor side Tonight, she's sweeping on her body against the wall. She talks to the mirror. Ooh, is she? If she could only see what life is all about. If she could only see what life is about. She chose me to be in this world. She threw me on this thing called earth. Well, it feels cold and empty. I'm wondering if this is the last time around here. Replace mourning with longing and leaving with returning and trembling with breathing. You
502 Sessions. I'm here with Gabriela Martina and her band. Gabriela, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I did introduce the band, but please, once again, go around for me.
Sure. So we have on guitar Jussi Reijonen.
And where is Jussi from?
From Finland.
Finland,
originally.
okay.
Yeah. And that's Vancil Cooper on drums.
Alrighty.
Bostonian, as far as I know. Kyle Miles, also from Boston, on bass. And Maxim Lubarsky on piano from Ukraine.
All right, great. And you are originally from?
Switzerland.
And how long have you been here, I guess I'll say?
For 9 years, a little more than that, yeah.
And when you say originally from Switzerland, you lived there your entire life up to that, or you moved around a bit?
I moved around a little bit, but that was just really 1 year in London where I studied at the school, vocal tech, yeah.
You developed your passion for singing while yodeling?
I did, yeah, that's kind of how I started out with my family. We had a little family chorus group, so to say, and yeah, I yodeled since, I don't know, like I'm 3 or 4 years old.
3 or 4?
Yeah, something like that, but as soon as I could sing, I guess.
How large is your family?
I have 3 siblings, so we're all together 6.
6. So 3 or 4, yeah, that is 6, that's correct. So you had a sextet?
So to say, yeah, yeah.
You developed your passion for singing. Did you participate? I'm not that familiar with the school system in Switzerland, of course, but are there arts taught in the school system, or do you take that separately?
Yes, no, that's actually a very good thing. So music and arts like painting, sculpture, even like handcraft, I guess is what you say, is really part of the school. So it's part of the curriculum. So you have that already in kindergarten, obviously, because yeah, that's kind of how you start. And then, but in primary, elementary school, secondary school, and then upwards, it's more an elective.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, like it gets like, because you're specifying more, right? The older you get, like in college, obviously, if you study biology, you could choose an elective
I understand.
arts, but yeah, it's pretty much part of it. It's sad though as well to hear that they start to eliminate those classes. But yeah, that's how it goes, I guess. Math and biology are taking over.
What was your school day then through those? So was it a longer day than we have here, so 9 to 5? Or?
It was just different. So I think it started early as well, like 7 or 7:30.
7? No kidding.
7:30 probably.
Okay.
That
For
was an
grades.
early class, yeah. And then until I think like noon, a little before noon. And then we went home actually, and we all walked to school and walked back to school. So you go home to have lunch with your family, and then you go again to school, and then it finishes maybe around 3 or 4.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you developed the passion, and I assume you kept it up as electives in high school?
Yeah, I did. I did the Matura, which is kind of like a big exam you need in terms of going to universities or other schools on a higher level. So I did that for 4 years because the school system is a bit different. And there I had my major subject was music. So there was kind of like between 16 and 20 years old, I really felt like, okay, there's something about this music that I need to dig a little deeper. So.
And that was still in public school?
That was kind of like between high school and college.
All right.
It's already kind of college level.
All right.
Yeah.
And so you have a degree in Switzerland, and then is that correct? So you have a music degree?
Yeah, so you can get this Matura, it's called, in order then to go to college, but we have already a lot of liberal arts classes during the period of 16 up to 20, or now it's actually even 19 or something. But I majored in music and then went to the jazz school in Lucerne, then I did the vocal tech in London, and all this came afterwards.
And how did you arrive in Boston?
Well, I was not too happy with the education in Switzerland.
The music, the higher level?
Yeah. I mean, there are on a really high level, but I think what I was just looking for was more where jazz music comes from.
How did that come into yodeling? How did you get the improvisation bug?
Well, there's not really a school for yodeling.
Oh, well, I understand, but I mean...
There's also not a school for like pop rock. I mean, now I think they have one in Zurich, but at that time they just had like either jazz or then classical music.
But, and you didn't like the jazz focus there?
Well, it was kind of, yeah, it was not like, you know, when you come from Switzerland, right, and you want to study jazz in Switzerland, it's kind of already, the thought about it is kind of odd.
Oh.
So, because, you know, jazz
very...
comes from here, and it comes from all those musicians that have really been growing up here in this country and learned this and studied it and have it in themselves. So I just felt like I have to be around people who actually really have that deeply figured out. And I can learn, of course, from very good Swiss jazz musicians, but it's coming from another angle, you know, because they learn from records and not with the culture and everything. It involves so many other things, I think.
How big was, so I assume the university had a jazz department. What you're saying was kind of small for?
It was small, yeah. I mean, we had 2 voice teachers. So compare that with Berkeley, who has like, I think around 70 or something.
So you came to Boston and did you attend Berkeley?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I had some transfer credits, so meaning I already studied back home and in London. So I only had to study here for 2 years, which of course was nice for the tuition. So yeah, I studied between 2008 and 2010 here in Boston at Berklee College of Music.
And you're a composer and a vocalist, but you have a major in?
Well, I actually started off with jazz composition, but I kind of was really, you know, feeling like I have to work on so many projects and I'm more by myself, like working on this laptop and computer and stuff, that I felt like a little solitude, like a bit
Really? So
lonely.
you thought the composition aspect took you away from the musician?
Yeah, in a way it did, because you have to do so much by yourself. And of course, eventually when you have the music, then you can get together, you rehearse, and then you go and record and you perform. But up until then, it's like a long process by yourself. And I just felt, man, now I'm here and there's all these amazing musicians. I need to get out there, I need to play with them, I need to work in different settings. So I changed my major to professional music, and that was the best thing I could have done.
Well, then you kind of write your own program?
Well, you can kind of choose, yeah. You can, you know, just pick the classes in a certain order, of course, but yeah, it's much more freedom.
But you kept up with a lot of the composition stuff, just not the formal?
Yeah. I kind of almost, you know, majored in jazz composition, but maybe by a hair I did not, so. But I'm cool with that. I learned what I wanted to know.
Besides voice as your instrument, do you have another instrument?
I play piano, but like, you know, just for composition purposes, for teaching, etc. I would probably not do this here. I leave this up to the pros. So.
And we'll talk about your music in the next segment, but so you run your own booking agency. So wait a minute, so we're up to 2008, 2009, which was 8 years ago. So you graduated with your professional music degree, and then what? Yeah, here's your degree.
Exactly.
Hey.
So there comes a whole other factor in, which is probably I'm a foreigner, you know, and you have visa restrictions, so you can't just work anything. There's like this 1 year that you have after college that you can just kind of, I mean, it's a visa too, but you can kind of explore in your field what you studied. I could have done like live gigs, sessions, teaching, basically everything that has to do with my instrument or my ability, what I've learned here. But that's it. And, you know, finding work as a musician like that, rightly, you know, after graduation is super difficult. So it's hard to just make a living. So I did a lot of different jobs, kind of figured it out, and then applied for an artist visa, etc. But so besides that, like, it's kind of also good because it forces you really have to do music. You compete with amazing American musicians here, which is super
part
difficult.
Of the visa. That's part of the visa, the artist.
Yeah,
part of
exactly.
Okay.
I mean, it's called an artist visa, so and that allows you to work here as an artist.
And so you have to get the artist visa. You have to legitimize, I guess, your artistry. You can't just say you're an artist. So that's what you're saying is you have to prove that you
apply with such a big folder to
of
the
your
government.
own material. Oh.
Yes, with everything you have done as a musician, being me, Gabriela Martina, proof that you're basically considered as a alien of extraordinary abilities. That's what it's called.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty funny.
And I assume Maxim, and you must be familiar with that too. Then is that right? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Everybody goes through that.
Yeah.
So you can't just say, you know, you can't just say you're an artist. You have to actually prove you're an artist.
Oh yeah. I mean, for a green card, it's the same thing. It's even harder, you know. But we kind of got there, like, in the way you asked me what I did afterwards. So I just wanted to kind of open that topic because a lot of people here don't understand that. And it's just like, that's why I founded this booking agency, because I needed to just figure out of emergency what to do, how to make a living. And I kind of, you know, was already gigging a lot with like just jazz trios, jazz quartets, whatever. And it just kind of came to my mind, why don't I just put a website up there, register it as a business, and just kind of run it more professionally. And that's kind of how that booking agency was founded.
So it's mostly you're booking yourself still, or you have other bands?
Yeah, I mean, mainly if I can sing, of course, that's the best, right?
You're the first band you call.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, there are situations I can't make it because I'm busy otherwise, and then I call other bands, other groups. And right now I'm working on a new website where they're also nicely listed, so it's not just random, here's the link to this band I have in mind. So I'm kind of working on that, but I have to be careful that it doesn't take over my own music, because my own music is my very special thing, and the booking agency takes a lot of time.
Well, let's hear some more music, Gabriela.
Okay, sounds good.
502 Sessions with Gabriela Martina. Thank you.
Thank you.
You could never fool me on long distance calls. I will always feel your pounding heart. Wise, wise woman, you're not well anymore. Talking about lost dreams and a handful of flowers too. I love you, I love you, I love you. Stay with us some more. I will always feel your pounding heart. your soul to mine, kissing in pain, as well as in sunshine. Red wine and salad toast, laughter and joy. You bring me home. You embrace me with love. Send your soul to mine, kissing in pain, as well as in sunshine. Joyful, I'm walking to you. White dress, no burning shoes. I'm waiting for you to reach out your hand. I'm simply the luckiest girl in the world. Yeah. Embrace me with love. Send your soul to mine, kissing in pain, as well as in sunshine.
502 Sessions, I'm back with Gabriela Martina, and now let's talk music. Composition and vocals.
Yeah.
All these songs are your originals, right? They're not written with the band?
Part of it. I mean, I do the main work, like I come in with pretty much the set idea, but like the song structure or slight changes, we kind of figure out as we go. So if something doesn't work while we rehearse it, we just move it around.
Composer, vocalist, are you hearing, when you sit down to write, or are you inspired by melodies, lyrics, harmony? Because you have a jazz composition background, so
Yeah.
you're not like a folk singer-songwriter.
No, I'm like, it's funny, like the lyrics to me come always last.
Okay,
So
you hear a melody?
Yeah, the meaning of the song is for me music, and that's usually like probably a melody or a beat or the harmonics. It really depends, like it can be all together. But I'm kind of sitting, like sometimes it happens in the car. Sometimes I just have an idea and I record it on my phone and then I go home.
A melodic idea?
Yeah, or a beat, like something, like I just beatbox and then sing something like after, and then I know this should be together because you can't do both at the same time while you're driving.
So you're kind of scatting a melody in?
Yeah, I'm like beatboxing, so I know the groove, this is what I kind of feel, and then I sing a melody over it or something, more like, yeah, without words. Sometimes the words come already pretty soon, but it's usually the last thing that comes.
So you hear the melody and or a rhythm first?
Yeah,
And then
kind of, yeah.
you write the melody out?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different ways, like
Well, I
it's
mean,
not...
I'm going from a structure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you want to get a lead sheet out there, you'll think of the
Yeah.
melody, and then you'll harmonize the melody, or you kind of hear it as you're singing it?
Sometimes I have already harmonies in my head. That's actually a sad thing here because there could be two backing vocalists because on my album I have lots of vocals as well.
Oh.
So it's like, it's really something I hear pretty soon. I kind of, as I grew up like in Switzerland with my friends and you know, they're my family who yodels, we always sang in the back of the car and to whatever was on the radio we harmonized. So harmonies come to me pretty simple. So I
you
hear that
harmonize.
very soon, yeah. So, but it's not like that I have a beat and then I write the melody and then I come up with the harmony. So it can be all, you know, different ways around. First melody, then harmony, then the beat, or the other way around. But most of the times the lyrics last.
So I'm driving in Switzerland and I pull up to a stoplight and Gabriela Martina and her family pull up next to me and they're yodeling harmonies at the...
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, not yodeling, but like just singing harmonies, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that developed your ear for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you had to go to school to learn what you were hearing.
Exactly. Yeah, I did it backwards. I was
No,
very
that's
much.
not backwards.
I mean, whatever you want to see, however you want to see it. Yeah.
I mean, ideally you want to have both developed, and so you did that. I know plenty of people that can only hear and not write, and it's a drag if they're trying to talk to the band about
Yeah,
something.
that's true. Yeah.
And so back to the writing, never mind the car and the yodeling. So did you dub the vocals yourself, or did you bring in other people?
No,
to
I did it
hum?
myself.
Yeah, well, that would
Yeah.
be hard to do here.
It's actually, I think it kind of makes sense because I know my timing with phrasing, and also the timbre is obviously the same, so it kind of blends super nice. But you know, I wouldn't mind the idea of having other people singing on my album. It's not about that, but it just kind of happened naturally.
I understand.
I didn't even think about it.
And then I'm sure you probably had that memorized for yourself, but did you write out a chart just in case you bring in two vocalists? You have it ready to go?
No, I actually don't have
have it
them.
on?
For the backing vocals, no. They would just have to listen to it, or I write them out first. I haven't done that.
When you write the melody, the words come last, so you have the melody and then you harmonize it. How far do you go with that for the band? Will you write a bass line or a rhythmic figure?
Yeah, usually I just write a rhythmic idea. Sometimes
okay.
for the bass player, let's say. But sometimes if I really hear a specific melody line, like for the bass, I write it out. It depends really. Like, for example, I wrote an arrangement for A Night in Tunisia, and there I heard a very clear bass line, so I just wrote that down. So I sang it first, and then figured out what I actually sang. And then he played it, yeah.
Take me through, let's go through No White Shoes, because you just did that.
Uh-huh.
All right, inspiration? You're driving in the car, yodeling, and all of a sudden this comes out?
I think that happened during a summer period when I was just in my bedroom and just you know, it's one of those moments you don't feel like writing, but you know you should kind of set yourself a deadline. And I just was like, okay, let's sit down, Gabriela, take that keyboard and figure something out. And I kind of didn't leave the room until I had something. And I think that riff actually, that came pretty quick, but then I didn't know how to write it down because it's a little tricky. So I ran outside and was like, hey, can you help me with another musician? We kind of talked about it and he helped me and then it was very clear. But I just had such a hard time because I heard it so clear that this is what I want. But I was like, I have no idea what this is.
Oh.
So it took me a little while of actually figuring it out. But that kind of came, that came pretty quick, and then the rest kind of fell in place. It's like I'm a very instinctive person, I guess you say. So I really try to listen and go with the flow. So if I hear another part, it has to go there. I'm just going with that, you know. And some things clearly don't work, so they have to be figured out. But it's I don't know. It's just I kind of try to go with my first instinct. If this is like, yeah, that's good. Okay, I'll go with that.
And then you bring the lead sheet to the band and you'll say, I'm hearing, you don't write out the piano voicings you want, but you'll say, I'm kind of hearing this
Sometimes
here.
I do.
Oh.
I mean, for this song for my mother that we played before, No I Choose, I very clearly heard the voicing. It's a simple thing, but still I played that on the piano. I was like, this is how it should be. And then once we actually were at rehearsal, he played it differently. And I was like, I think let's keep it there. You know, so sometimes I'm super okay with just having the chord changes and he just does his own thing. But sometimes I hear a very specific thing, then I write it down. Yeah.
Well, that's good to know, actually. Not because I'll be working with you, but it's good to know that you will dictate what you want to hear.
Well, a little
Especially
bit.
well, maybe you want to hear an open triad.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. Like when I have parts that I'm particular about, I write it down. If I'm
And
more
as
loose
written.
Yeah, kind of. Or then it's really like, I think, if I'm not wrong, but if you would ask them, they have a lot of freedom, the musicians. So that's for me very important because they have all their own voices, they all have their own background and experience with music. So they should bring in what they've learned and, you know, what they're working on a day-to-day basis.
Now, do you work with a smaller group? Say if you want to do a coffee house, what would you do? Take Maxim? I mean, your music doesn't lend itself maybe to a coffee house, but you must do, I don't know, do you do standards and covers, or you only, I'm Gabriela Martina?
No. I mean, with other pieces, not my own music, I definitely have just a duo. You know, that would be the smallest. As I said before, like I will probably not perform playing and singing at the same time yet. But definitely a duo will be the smallest, but that's not for my music. I mean, it's just the drive with my own music is too much of, it needs bass and drums. And
right, it's not what you're hearing, that's fine.
Exactly. But again, like it's not impossible, but I prefer this setting for my music so far.
All right, let's hear some more Gabriela Martina.
Sounds good.
502 Sessions with Gabriela Martina.
When the stars call it a night, oh Father, follow your heart. All the people still asleep, but you went out to work, but you went out to work. Wild seasons, unpredictably cruel. Hay is drying, waiting for a cue. Fruits are dying, they bend the trees. Myself, I'm lying, surrounded by cherries. When the stars call it a night, oh Father, follow your heart. All the people once was new. This house full of stories, it's ages old. Peggy sweats tears, a new one is born. Myself, I'm lying, surrounded by cherries. When the stars call it a night, oh Father, follow your heart. All the people still asleep, but you went out to work. But you went out to
.502 Sessions, my guest today has been Gabriela Martina and her band. Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
Great band. They blend really well, and they, well, I think they represent your music very well.
Oh, they do.
So,
I'm very grateful for
the band sounds
playing
great.
my music with them, yeah.
502 Sessions is all about original music. So if you're a musician, a solo artist, or in a band, and you have a lot of original music, don't hesitate to contact me. You can reach me at 502sessions@gmail.com, and we do all styles. We've done old-time country, country rock, folk, bluegrass. We had an orchestra, several jazz vocalists, jazz quartets, rock trio. Anything is welcome on 502 Sessions. Any original music is welcome on 502 Sessions. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Would you like to play us out?
Absolutely.
All right,
yeah.
so what is this tune?
This tune is called This Country, That Country.
This Country, That Country.
Exactly about Switzerland and US. And
You're not going to yodel in that scat, are you?
Maybe.
Oh, all right. Gabriela Martina.
We will see what happens.
Great.
Since 2008, there is this and that country family. Diversity of people means love to me. Can you hold me tight before I get on board? Tears don't show, out of sight they flow. Sound touched intuitively my soul. I had to leave, but I still love the most. Learn how to cry in quiet and raise a toast to myself for the times that I worked so hard just to do what I love to. Two cultures call my name with a different voice. Well, I can choose what I like the most. Wait, don't run away without singing. I had to leave, but I still love the most. Learn how to cry in quiet and raise a toast to myself for the times that I've worked so hard just to do what I love. I had to leave, but I still love the most. Learn how to cry in quiet and raise a toast to myself for the times that I've worked so hard just to do what I love to. You're the times that I've worked so hard just to do what I love. I had to leave, but I still love the most. Learn how to cry in quiet and raise a toast to myself for the times that I've worked so hard just to do what I love to. Just to do